What's up, everybody? We're back. Get Fit ASAP podcast. I think this is episode 13. 13 right now. Yes. Today we got Daniel Roof in here.
What's going on, guys?
He's one of the owners, one of the coaches here. Manages Stockton location. Today we're going to be talking about weightlifting. Kind of about really everything weightlifting.
Yeah.
How it helps you, benefits, how to get started, what's the difference between weightlifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding.
Why you should be doing it.
Why you should be doing it. Why don't we go ahead and start off with just, what is Olympic weightlifting?
Yeah, Olympic weightlifting. So, Olympic weightlifting revolves around the clean and jerk and the snatch. You're focusing on two lifts. So, in competition, when you get on stage, you have 3 attempts at your snatch, and you got 3 attempts at your clean and jerk. And that is your main focus. And so it really isolates those movements. And so throughout your training, you're focusing on just those types of lifts. And so most of the time in your training, you're doing things that accent those lifts to gain overall strength. But Olympic lifting is snatch and clean and jerk. Yeah. Very simple.
Probably the hardest, I would say, movements with a barbell. Right?
Yeah,
it takes the most coordination, the most skill. I mean, that's, it's in the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
So they practice a lot.
And that's where it evolved from, that's where it all started. I mean, you go back in, way back in the days, like Olympics was around weightlifting. Like that's where it was developed and everything. So, the clean and jerk and the snatch, it's very fast, very demanding movements. Everything happens in a split second. They're the most complicated, the most technical lifts to do, but they're the most rewarding lifts also. Like when you hit those lifts and they feel good, you just... it's kind of hard to describe, but you know when you hit it right, you
get that feeling.
Yeah.
Then you never get it again. That's what it feels like for me.
Yep. But once you hit that sweet spot, it makes a big difference.
Yeah. How'd you get started with it?
So weightlifting, well, kind of back in the day, training with my buddies, just going to the regular gym, just trying to get stronger. Like I'm a smaller guy, so always trying to get bigger, trying to put on size, working out with bigger guys in that sense. So we started out kind of the bodybuilding routine, doing that, but got into CrossFit, found, loved the challenge, loved the challenge of CrossFit, and always trying to compete in that sense. But the weightlifting part of CrossFit always held me back. Just didn't have the strength for it and couldn't move the barbell efficiently like I wanted to. So that was something for me. I was frustrated that I couldn't do it. So I went after it and I wanted to learn it and I wanted to develop it. And then from there, it just it took over. Now it's like, I live it, I breathe it. Weightlifting is like my whole world now. I love CrossFit. I work out and I do CrossFit every day, but I do weightlifting every day also. And I watch videos and I read books and just, it's consumed everything. So for me, I think weightlifting, it works well with me. Yeah, I'm super passionate about it. You get to compete against people your size, your weight, things like that, which to me, I love that because it's hard to compete against this 6'5", 220 that's, moving the bar at 10 seconds, for a rep and stuff. Yeah. And so, that's what kind of drew me to Olympic weightlifting, having that sense of competitiveness and being able to master the barbell type stuff.
I think I started in, really just doing the power clean in in high school when I was lifting weights for football, just to get stronger and to get more explosive. But when I got into CrossFit, that's when we started doing, I don't think I ever did a squat clean in high school or even like a couple years out of high school.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever did a squat clean until I started doing CrossFit. It was just all power cleans, starfish feet and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, when I started doing, I think my max was like 235 or 245. And then once I started doing squat cleans, I think I literally went up to like 275 super fast.
Yeah.
I think within like a month, just from, being able to get lower.
Well, technique improved.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
improved your technique, you improved your knowledge. So yeah, you're able to...
Oh, I don't have to get this high. I can just get this high and squat it up. Because obviously I was strong enough to squat it up. So that wasn't the problem. It was just always getting under it.
Yep.
Which everyone has, different problems with their lift, or different weaknesses. But it never really went overhead and never really did snatches either. It actually took me so when we started CrossFit, it took me like almost a year just to be able to do it overhead squat because of the flexibility. Yeah. We did a lot of bench in high school, didn't really do that much overhead pressing.
Yeah.
Did a little bit,
pulling
but
internal, everything's coming
exactly.
internal.
And then I'm just super tight when we go overhead, so like a jerk was pretty crappy. I couldn't even push jerk. I still can't push jerk very well, or split jerk, or snatch for that matter, or overhead squat. It just hurts all the time. But yeah, just the flexibility was the hard part for me. So I didn't really get into it that much until I started CrossFit. And I was like, oh, they overhead squat in CrossFit, they snatch in CrossFit, they clean and jerk.
Everything.
So then I started to practicing those more.
Yeah.
But otherwise, just the power cleans all day. That was it.
And that's what's nice about it. That's what CrossFit introduced me into weightlifting, and I'm super thankful for that. And I think that's why weightlifting is starting to pick up again now. CrossFit has introduced weightlifting to a lot of people in the world now, and so the USA weightlifting is starting to grow and starting to develop a lot more, and you're seeing more elite lifters starting to develop and starting to take over now.
I think because they're starting when they're younger too.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's not a very not rewarding sport, but not a very popular sport. I mean, you don't make a lot of money in it, so a lot of people are not going to be drawn to it, like football,
a lot
baseball.
Of sacrifice goes into weightlifting.
You don't see it on the TV. You know, see it on TV. I mean, you do now, but not like in the NFL or the NBA or anything like that. So it's, definitely not mainstream. But I feel like with CrossFit, I mean, how do you know how much bigger the American Open got, like from 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
So American Open.
I mean, it's got like double, triple, quadruple.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I mean,
like the American Open series, the American Open 3 is coming up in September. We actually have a couple lifters that are qualified to go lift for that, so it'll be, it's kind of cool. It'll be our first time out there. We're going to the American Open series this year out in Vegas, so it'll be really cool. But just that series alone, they this year they extended it. It used to be 3 days, now it's 4 days long. They added a new session in. They're expecting 100 to 1,000 new lifters this year.
Oh, wow.
So it's growing a lot, and it's growing really fast. And a lot of the younger lifters out there, like the Matty Rogers and the CJ Cummings and things like that, I think because they're so young, they're influencing a lot of the kids now to be like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. We should get into that. And so, and just the way, weightlifting kind of helps with everything, kind of breaking it down, like just in your daily routine, like deadlifts and squats and presses and things like that, you use that more often than you think. And so to learn the technique on it, to get proper movement on it, makes it very beneficial. So a lot of people, I think, steer away from weightlifting because they're afraid of being injured or afraid of kind of putting themselves at risk.
They see those videos on YouTube about dropping the bar on your
yeah, all those fail videos. Yeah. But I mean, that's what's nice. Like, when I first started weightlifting, I remember I got so frustrated with the clean. I could not understand how to do the clean. And I stayed after class, and I sat in another room with an empty bar for an hour doing the same drill over and over and over and over again. And finally it clicked, and finally I got it developed, but that's what it takes. Like, you've got to understand, PVC pipe first, then the barbell, and lightweight, and develop as you go. There's no point in rushing with the weights on there. If you can lift 200 pounds with a jacked up back or something like that, like, hey,
it's not sustainable.
That's good,
you're not gonna get any better at it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think like in, in Europe and like Russia and China and stuff like that, or like countries like that, where it's a lot more popular, or at least it had traditionally. Shoot, they start them off so young, and then like just have a broomstick in their hand and just do it for hours and hours and hours, and then
and that's what they still do that too. Like, I'm pretty sure the Chinese lifters, they still, like, they do their whole weightlifting session, and they end their session with 30 minutes of just empty barbell work.
No, well.
So it's continually practicing the fundamentals. Like, never get away from the fundamentals.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do you think it's or you think, so say like if, I don't know, 60-year-old comes in, wants to get just in better health, would you suggest doing Olympic weightlifting? Or
I would still do it, because you're going to develop a lot of coordination and balance, being able to move that barbell that fast and that efficiently. Of course, at that age, you're probably not getting into it for a competition. You're probably getting into it more for just health and stability. So,
maybe having some fun.
Yeah, have some fun with it.
Learning a new skill or something like that.
Right, but take the time and develop everything just in a form first. Always work on form before weights. Technique before weight. It's going to make the biggest difference. But for somebody at that age, having that strength, having that stability, being able to deadlift 100 pounds. Like, what if something falls over at your house and you need to pick it up? What if a dresser falls over or something like that? You got to be able to pick it up or lift it off of you, and you got to be able to help that out. So, I would encourage it, definitely, but, safety is number one. You always got to be safe with it.
Yeah, for sure. What's the difference between powerlifting, weightlifting, and like bodybuilding? A lot of people get confused with it. They're like, oh, it's weightlifting, and they come in, they're doing machines and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then, I don't think a lot of people understand the difference between all of them, but
definitely there are differences. Olympic weightlifting, like we were talking about, focuses on the clean and jerk and the snatch. If we're in a powerlifting meets focus on bench, squat, and deadlift. And so they're going to work and train a little bit differently to accent those lifts. Training is going to be different from Olympic lifting versus powerlifting, which is doing different types of movements. Bodybuilding is more overall physical appearance. So bodybuilding is more for like physique shows or bodybuilding shows or things like that. More for aesthetics looks, I guess. You're gonna look good, you're gonna feel good. Performance may not be there, but you have the strength, and you have the capacity, and you have the muscle development. Bodybuilding, I think, is a great thing to do, and I think that bodybuilding really complements Olympic lifting. So I have my lifters doing a lot of accessory work and things like that, doing a lot of bodybuilding type training just to develop overall strength, but that's not the focus of their training.
Yeah.
And so
and usually a bodybuilder is never gonna do cleans or snatches or overhead squats.
Right. Really, it comes down to what is your goal? What are you trying to get after? Do you want to do physique shows? Do you want to be just overall healthy and just look good and feel good?
Do you want to compete at weightlifting? Do you want to compete at powerlifting?
Exactly, yeah. What is your kind of goal? And that will steer you more towards what program to get into.
Yeah. What would you suggest for someone that wants to do weightlifting and is a little scared to try it? Or how do they even get started? Like, hey, they listen to this podcast, they're like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. Mm-hmm. What do I do?
Yeah. There are barbell clubs in the area. Definitely Google and search, go on USAW and search for a barbell club. If you can't find a barbell club in your area, maybe search for a CrossFit gym. But search for the coaches out there. You always want to make sure that you're with a good coach, somebody that's knowledgeable. I've gone through the USA weightlifting training. I've done the advanced sport performance training. I've worked with a lot of lifters. I now have lifters qualified to go lift at national, meets and things like that. So finding a good coach would be number one. And then go into it with an open mind. You've got to have courage. Yes, weightlifting is a little bit intimidating. You are going to be working with weights and barbells and things like that, but kind of embrace that, like it's something new. It's a new challenge. It's a new development for you. And then, like I said, start out slow. We do have videos. Go back to our YouTube videos or our channels. We've got barbell progressions on there for the clean and for the snatch. So we break it down for you really well on our videos. But start with the basics: flexibility, mobility. Make sure that you can get into a good overhead position. Make sure you can squat. Start with the fundamentals and then slowly develop from there. But we've got good tools on our YouTube channel. I know that, check out our Instagram. I post stuff there all the time. ASAP Weightlifting for our Instagram page. We do have one there too. Techniques and different movements there. But check it out. Come in and visit us.
I think I would suggest definitely getting a coach when you first start, because there's so much stuff to learn and so much stuff that you don't know if you're doing it right or wrong. And then also, you could get hurt. Probably not, because you're probably going to be doing lighter weights, but you never know.
Yeah.
And then you'll just save a lot of time, because if you just try to learn by yourself, you're going to try to film yourself, go back, see what you're doing. Oh, am I doing this? You don't really know.
Yeah, it's hard. You want to have some feedback. You want to have somebody there to watch you and make sure you're moving right and get you in the right positions too. Sometimes you might feel like you're in the right position, but your weight might be distributed more towards the toe, more towards the heel, or something like that. So, I strongly agree with that. Find a good coach, start with a good coach, and develop from that.
Or even watching other lifters too, because if you lift with other people, you kind of see how they're doing stuff. And I know the first time I watched someone. I think Kendrick Ferris was lifting in at the CrossFit Games, and you saw him do a snatch or a clean and jerk, and I was like, holy crap. Mm-hmm. I thought I was going fast until you saw someone that was going fast go. Yeah. I was like, oh wow, he's a lot faster than what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I don't think you could really teach that, or you just gotta actually see it, and then you're like, holy, okay, that's what I need to do.
Definitely.
Not what the coach, whatever the coach has been telling me now I get it.
It's very different for sure. I've working with my clients and working with just my regular training buddies and stuff, and we you can see the explosiveness and you can see the power and the speed, but when I lift at the training hall with the rest of the weightlifters and everything, it is really different. The acceleration and the aggression and the power is 10 times more than what it is normally, especially CrossFit definitely wants you to move the barbell fast and efficiently. Weightlifting, we want you to be able to move that once fast and efficiently. Yeah. And so little differences in there, but it's funny too, looking at CrossFit and weightlifting, looking at the CrossFit Games, Matt Frazier, Toomey, those are weightlifters.
Yeah.
Those are weightlifters sitting on the top of the podiums. So having that background in strength, having that, being able to move, you know.
Strength takes so long to accumulate. It's over years and years and years. And I feel like cardio, you could get a lot faster.
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't think, you know, strength's never a weakness. So
yeah, you got to be
anything you
strong
do,
in
if you're
everything.
stronger, it's always going to help basically everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just,
Yeah.
I mean,
match your speed with your strength and you'll be awesome.
Yeah.
You'll be top of the podium.
yeah, no kidding. What do you suggest for someone that maybe, you know, does a little bit of, I don't know, maybe Olympic lifting at their gym, global gym, or even at their house, or even maybe at a CrossFit gym or another gym, but they want to compete and there's not really a team there, or they don't know how to get started as far as competing? What do you think is the first step for them?
So you can compete locally. There's a lot of different local events that
And
you
now,
can do.
another question: when should you start? When are you good enough to compete?
Yeah, that's always that's a tough question.
Right.
Leave that up to your coach. Go find a coach and develop your lifting with somebody. Make sure that you're doing it under somebody, because you need to have guidance on that. I think 6 months in, you're probably too raw. I think a year in, you've probably developed pretty good, but your strength is still developing. I would say a year and a half in, you'd probably be ready to kind of get your feet wet a little bit with some of the local meets and things like that, but don't rush it. There's plenty of time to compete.
What do you say to people that like, hey, I want to compete? I mean, shoot, you know, someone starts and they can't compete for a whole year, or, you know, say you're playing football and you got to practice for a year and a half before you get in a game. They'd be like, oh, hell no, right?
It's tough.
What do you say for someone that's like, how do you know if you're good enough or not? And then, like, when is just doing it for experience? Like, even though you know you're not going to be good, you maybe get the butterflies out of there, maybe experience how it works when you're changing weights.
Yeah.
The back room, the warm up room.
Competition side of it's fun. It's very different, but that's all left up to the coach as well. You can go unaffiliated and you can go by yourself if you needed to, but having a coach there makes the biggest difference. The coach is there to help you with your weigh-ins. They're going to help you with your attempts. You know, when you weigh in, you got to give the judge your first attempt right away. If you don't know your kilos, or if you don't know what you're opening at, you really have no idea what to do there. And then you got to declare your second attempt and your third attempt. And then during the lifts, the coach is over there with the judges table changing your attempts also. It gets very competitive, and it's more on the coach's side of it. So when you go to weightlifting meets, really the athlete just goes,
warms
and
up,
lifts.
and then the coach says, go to the platform.
Right. Coach tells them everything to do.
Make this lift. That's it.
That's it. Exactly. So getting into competitions, I would encourage you more to find a coach to do that with. Try not to do that on your own. It's going to be a pretty big guessing game. And then, you know, as far as when to compete, I would say if you're not trying to go, you know, big with it, if you want to do it just for fun or something like that, as soon as you can squat snatch comfortably and then hit your clean and jerk stable, like with your jerk, you know, no wobbly or no moving or something like that, really accurately hitting those, you know, I would go for it. I would get my foot wet and kind of go to some of the local meets and stuff, because it is really fun. It's a whole new experience. It's something different. And being around that environment is going to push you to do a little bit more too. So, I would ultimately find a coach. Coach is definitely going to be the best way to go.
And then, like, what do you think about as far as how many times you compete a year, maybe? I mean, probably if you're an advanced lifter, it's going to be less. If you're a novice lifter, you could do more, obviously. Yeah.
Some of our newer athletes, I have them competing they do about 4 a year, 3 to 4 a year right now. And that's probably pretty good. As we get a little bit further into their careers, I might back them off a little bit. I think I might only have them doing probably 2
the more important,
regular, more qualifying lifts or qualifying meets. So now that we're developing more into our program with our weightlifting here, like with my athletes, you know, they're getting a little bit bigger now. We're getting out of more of the local competitions. So I'm going to gear them more towards the qualifying meets. So those ones will be specific, and they're
qualifying for what? In case people don't know.
Yeah, so in USA Weightlifting, there's the local meets, and then you can qualify for national elites, or national meets, I'm sorry. Select American Open Series is one, Junior Nationals be another one, the Ohio, the Rogue Ohio meet out there. There's a lot of different series out there that you can lift at, and then you get international weightlifting too, you know, flying out to like Hong Kong or Thailand or stuff like that, lifting internationally. So the weightlifting platform starts local, and then you've got to develop and qualify for the bigger stages.
And how do you qualify?
There are sanctioned events. So when you go on to USA Weightlifting or Pacific Weightlifting Association, both of those have local weightlifting meets on there. USA Weightlifting will show sanctioned meets. Same with PWA, they'll show sanctioned meets. Sanctioned meets means that they are approved underneath USA Weightlifting, so they will qualify you for the next stage. Some local meets out there will not be sanctioned. Maybe a gym down the road is hosting a weightlifting meet this weekend.
If we did one, would we be sanctioned here?
Yeah, we would.
Yeah.
So we are an official barbell club. ASAP Weightlifting is an official barbell club. We will be going out to Vegas representing us, under that tutelage there. But yeah, we're pretty excited to get that started. I started the weightlifting program for ASAP about 2 years ago now.
Shit,
Two,
probably longer
3
than
years
that.
now. I think it's almost 3 years.
Yeah, it's probably about 3. If I had to guess.
Yeah, so about 3 years in, we've been developing the athletes. We've been working with them. Last year, we had 2 of them go compete. This year, we've had 4 or 5 people go compete now. And then I've got 3 of them qualified to go to Vegas in September. So
Nice.
It's been really cool to see the development and the athletes grow and just our whole weightlifting program growing in a sense too now.
Yeah.
So now we are an official barbell club. Everything is registered. You can find us on USA Weightlifting. I'm listed under there as the coach, club coach there. I've done all of the training, Safe Sport, USADA, all the coaching certificates there, and that's just through USA Weightlifting. I'm not even including all the CrossFit stuff I've done. So
Yeah.
But I mean,
when you're qualifying, do you have to do you just win? Is there certain numbers you have to meet to qualify, or do you just win?
Yeah, certain numbers. You got to qualify certain numbers. So, if I was going to go do a weightlifting meet this weekend, I would have to hit, I don't know, let's say 150 kilos would be my total to qualify to go to the next stage. So if I want to go
your
lift,
snatch and your clean and jerk together.
right, you add your total together,
Okay.
and it's all in kilos. So make sure you do your conversions. Start learning your numbers.
2.2.
Yep, 2.2. But yeah, you've got to hit certain numbers. So for me, I would be in the 63 class, and I forget what the qualifying numbers are, but it's all based on your body weight, and then it's a specific total that you've got to hit to qualify for the next stages. And there are different qualifying totals for different stages. The American Open Series has a different qualifying total than like the Pan Am's does or the Worlds do or things like that. So you've got to.
It gets higher and higher.
It gets higher and higher. Yeah, it gets bigger and
Do
bigger.
they raise it each year too?
I think they.
The American Open or
American Open, I think they do. They just changed the total this year. They
Probably
just
need to.
redid the
It's
weight
new
classes too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so what did they do with the weight classes?
They changed a couple of them. I can't remember which ones they changed.
They
but
added more, right?
Yeah, there's 10 categories now.
But in the Olympics, there's not, right? I thought there was American Open was different.
American Open is different.
Or sorry, the American Open.
But the Worlds, I think they took 2 of the weight classes and they added it. No, they added to Worlds. They changed it to that too. I gotta look and see. They just changed all that information around. But yeah, they changed the categories a little bit on that.
I just browsed at it real quick. I
the-
didn't really look at it that much, so I forgot
Yeah.
what exactly it was. But
No, they did change those categories, definitely. And it changes the qualifying totals. They took, if you qualified before that date, before they changed the weights, they took that total into consideration. Now everything past, since they've made that change, the qualifying total is different. So now you need to go lift and go get a new total.
yeah. Nice.
Yeah. It's fun, man. The weightlifting stuff's a lot of fun. I'm excited to get more into it. I'm hoping to develop it a lot more. I know that with our locations, hopefully we get more people interested in it and developing it. It's something I love doing. I spend way too much time, looking at weightlifting and reading and watching videos and stuff like that. But I love it. It's a passion of mine, and you
never stop learning.
Yeah, no, never stop learning. Definitely, yeah. But I'm always looking to expand this, and I've had the pleasure of working with Jim Smits from Sports Palace out in San Francisco. I learned under Sean Waxman from LA. That's Caitlin Hogan's coach, and she's world record holder right now. And I worked with Dave Spitz out at Cal Strength too, and he's got gold medal records, gold medal winners there and stuff. I've worked with Don Ritchie up at Delta Weightlifting too. So a lot of great coaches have really influenced me, and I've had the pleasure of learning underneath all those guys. So it's been really cool, and I haven't stopped. I'm not stopping. I know. Hopefully we'll meet him eventually. Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. I didn't meet Piros. I saw him. Where did I see him at? But I didn't get to meet him. But
CrossFit something maybe.
Yeah, I forgot where I was.
American weightlifting meet.
I think I might have seen him out at Cal Strength.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think he was over there.
Yeah, I think that was when I saw him. But
Nice.
yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. Don't shy away from weightlifting. I highly encourage it for everybody. You're gonna develop overall strength, overall stability. You're gonna challenge yourself. You're gonna see something that you've never done before. You may surprise yourself, and I get. It's so funny, like if you start thinking about weightlifting and stuff, all you think about is like these big guys moving heavy weights and all that. My barbell club, I've got, I think, 4 guys. I've got about 20 female lifters. I don't know how that happened, but it is for anybody and everybody. So don't think that it's just a bunch of guys.
What's the
in here
youngest and
moving
oldest
weights.
lifter you have?
The youngest lifter I have right now is 14. The oldest lifter I have right now, she told me she is 52. I want to say she said she was 52, but I could be wrong there. But I think she was pretty close to that. So yeah,
Nice.
I mean 14 to 50s, early 50s, and things like that. But
Nice.
they're all doing the same stuff, same programs. Everybody's at different weights, different points. But we're all learning and developing together, and just having that camaraderie and having people to lift with makes it a lot of fun.
Nice. So if someone's, do you do like a free class or anything like that, or a free consultation, or?
Yeah, if you're interested in coming into weightlifting, the first day you come in, we do a little assessment. I just want to make sure that we can get into good positions for squats, overhead, and things like that. So we do just a quick little drills on the first time coming in. After that, I've got a great beginner program that I set you up on to really develop and understand the movements, breaking down the patterns and the positions step by step. So your first 3 weeks with me, I've got a program specifically for you to help develop and get comfortable with the lifts. After your 3 weeks in, we kind of get more into the classes, working out with the classes on the same program that they would be doing. And then my elite lifters, I do have them doing double days and a little bit more accessory work to develop their strength, because they are a little bit more on that competitive side. So
Handle the volume a little bit better.
yeah,
Nice.
exactly. So I've got a beginner program to get you set up on to help develop, and it's a great starting point. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, guys, if you ever want to, or think this would be fun for you, or something you're interested in, or maybe you're doing lifts, Olympic lifting already, but want to get into the competing edge or side of it, definitely hit Danny up. He'll take care of you with that.
Yeah.
What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, you
Come
can
down to the gym.
Yeah, come to the gym. Yeah, come to the gym. I'm at Stockton all the time. I'm here almost every day. But hit me up on Instagram or Facebook or something like that. Go to ASAP Weightlifting on our Instagram page. Follow us there. Feel free to DM me there if you need to. My Instagram page is XFRoof, RUOFF. You can find me there as well. Feel free to email me. Check out our website. I'll throw out my phone number on a different podcast.
Everyone's be texting you.
Yeah. But I'd love to work with you. I work with new people all the time. That's something that I'm very passionate about. I love introducing new people into weightlifting and seeing their progress and seeing their development. And hopefully we'll make you the next champion.
There we go. All right, guys, thanks for coming back. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram _ASAPFit_. Follow us on iTunes too. Get Fit ASAP Podcast. YouTube, same thing. ASAP Fitness Channel. What else,
Tell all
Danny?
your friends, man. Tell everybody.
Yeah, tag a friend, man. Share our videos. Get the word out there. Just want to help people out. So if you find like these podcasts are helping you out or bringing any value, definitely share it with a friend. If you guys want to hear any certain things next, hit us up. Let us know in a comment or DM us.
Yeah.
And
Come find us.
yeah, we'll get on it. All right, guys. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you.